Imagine looking up at the night sky and knowing that somewhere among those tiny points of light lies a world that could become humanity's second home. A world with giant volcanoes, frozen deserts, and canyons so vast they make Earth's Grand Canyon look small. A world that has fascinated scientists for centuries and inspired countless science fiction stories. But what if humans actually tried to live there? Could we survive on Mars? And why is Elon Musk spending billions of dollars trying to make it happen? For most of human history, Mars was nothing more than a mysterious red dot in the sky. Ancient civilizations associated it with war because of its blood-red appearance. But as telescopes improved, scientists realized Mars was something much more interesting. It has mountains, valleys, polar ice caps, dust storms, and evidence that billions of years ago, it may have looked surprisingly similar to Earth. In fact, many scientists believe Mars once had rivers, lakes, and possibly even oceans flowing across its surface. Today, however, Mars is a very different place. The planet is cold, dry, and incredibly hostile to life as we know it. The average temperature is around -63 degrees Celsius. During winter near the poles, temperatures can drop below -125 degrees Celsius. To put that into perspective, Antarctica, the coldest place on Earth, would feel warm compared to some regions of Mars, but temperature is only the beginning of the problem. The atmosphere on Mars is about 100 times thinner than Earth's atmosphere. It is made up of roughly 95% carbon dioxide and contains almost no breathable oxygen. If you somehow stood on the Martian surface without a spacesuit, you wouldn't simply suffocate. The low atmospheric pressure would cause severe damage to your body within seconds. Mars is one of the most dangerous environments humans have ever considered living in. Yet despite all of these challenges, Mars remains the most promising candidate for human colonization in the solar system. Why? Because compared to every other planet, Mars is the least impossible. Venus has temperatures hot enough to melt lead. Mercury experiences extreme heat and radiation. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are gas giants with no solid surface to stand on. Mars at least offers solid ground, accessible water ice, a day length similar to Earth's, and conditions that technology might eventually overcome. A day on Mars lasts about 24 hours and 37 minutes. That may not sound important, but it is a huge advantage. Human bodies evolved around Earth's day-night cycle. Living on a planet with a similar schedule makes adaptation much easier than it would be elsewhere in the solar system. The journey to Mars itself would be a massive challenge. Depending on planetary alignment, the trip would take between 6 and 9 months using current technology. During that time, astronauts would be exposed to cosmic radiation far beyond what we experience on Earth. Our planet's magnetic field protects us from much of this radiation, but in deep space, there is no such protection. Scientists estimate that astronauts traveling to Mars could receive radiation doses high enough to significantly increase their lifetime cancer risk. This is one of the biggest obstacles to long-term human space travel. Space agencies are actively researching shielding technologies, but no perfect solution currently exists. Let's say humanity solves the transportation problem and successfully lands people on Mars. What happens next? The first priority would be shelter. Colonists couldn't simply build houses like we do on Earth. They would need highly specialized habitats capable of maintaining breathable air, stable temperatures, and protection from radiation. Some scientists have even suggested building habitats underground or covering structures with Martian soil to create a natural radiation shield. Food would become another major concern. Transporting food from Earth indefinitely would be extremely expensive and unsustainable. Future Martian settlers would need to grow their own crops. Experiments conducted by scientists have shown that plants can grow in conditions similar to Mars if provided with proper nutrients and controlled environments. However, Martian soil presents its own challenges. It contains chemicals called perchlorates that are toxic to humans. Before large-scale farming becomes possible, these chemicals would need to be removed or managed. Most likely, early Martian agriculture would rely heavily on hydroponic systems, where plants grow in nutrient-rich water rather than traditional soil. Water is perhaps the most encouraging resource on Mars. Although there are no flowing rivers today, scientists have discovered enormous quantities of frozen water beneath the surface and within the polar ice caps. This water could potentially be melted and purified for drinking, farming, and oxygen production. Even more importantly, water can be split into hydrogen and oxygen. Oxygen can be used for breathing, while hydrogen and oxygen together can be used as rocket fuel. This means future Mars colonies might be able to produce fuel locally rather than bringing everything from Earth. But perhaps the most underestimated challenge is gravity. Mars has only 38% of Earth's gravity. That means a person weighing 100 kilograms on Earth would effectively weigh only 38 kilograms on Mars. At first, this sounds exciting. You could jump higher and carry heavier loads with ease. However, low gravity comes with serious consequences. Studies on astronauts living in space show that reduced gravity causes muscle loss, weakened bones, cardiovascular changes, and even vision problems. Scientists still don't know exactly what decades of Martian gravity would do to the human body. We have never observed humans living in such conditions for extended periods. Now let's talk about the man most associated with Mars, Elon Musk. Musk has repeatedly stated that his ultimate goal is not electric cars, social media, or even rockets. His primary goal is making humanity a multi-planetary species. According to Musk, keeping all of humanity on a single planet is a dangerous gamble. His argument is based on history. Throughout Earth's history, mass extinction events have repeatedly reshaped life on our planet. Dinosaurs dominated Earth for over 160 million years before a single asteroid changed everything. If a similar catastrophe occurred in the future, human civilization could face extinction. Musk believes a self-sustaining city on Mars would act as a backup for human civilization. Even if disaster struck Earth, humanity would survive elsewhere. To achieve this vision, SpaceX developed Starship, the largest rocket ever built. Unlike traditional rockets, Starship is designed to be fully reusable. Musk believes that dramatically lowering the cost of space travel is essential if millions of people are ever going to move to Mars. His long-term vision goes far beyond a few astronauts visiting the planet. He imagines entire cities with thousands, eventually millions of residents, factories, farms, power plants, schools, and hospitals operating on another world. Of course, not everyone agrees with this plan. Critics argue that Mars colonization is far more difficult than Musk often suggests. Some experts estimate it could take centuries before a truly self-sustaining Martian civilization exists. Others question whether humanity should spend enormous resources on Mars, while problems such as poverty, disease, and climate change still affect billions of people on Earth. Supporters respond that exploration has always seemed impossible until it happened. Crossing oceans once seemed impossible. Flying across continents seemed impossible. Landing on the moon seemed impossible. Yet humanity achieved all of them. There is also the scientific value. Mars may hold answers to one of humanity's biggest questions. Are we alone in the universe? Billions of years ago, Mars had liquid water and a thicker atmosphere. If life ever existed there, even microscopic life, it would suggest that life can emerge on multiple worlds. Such a discovery would completely transform our understanding of biology and our place in the cosmos. So could we survive on Mars today? The reality is that without advanced technology, humans would die within minutes. We need artificial habitats, oxygen systems, food production facilities, radiation protection, and reliable energy sources. Mars is not naturally habitable, but survival doesn't always depend on nature. It depends on technology. The same species that crossed oceans, built skyscrapers, split the atom, and walked on the moon is now seriously considering settling another planet. The challenges are enormous, the risks are real, and success is far from guaranteed. Yet every major step in human history began with a question that sounded impossible. And perhaps the most fascinating thing about Mars is that it forces us to ask one final question. Are we meant to remain a one-planet species forever? Or is the red planet the first step toward humanity's future among the stars?